I strongly believe that the Pacers are going to fall off like no limit.
Oh, wow.
They're not going to make the playoffs this season.
Whoa.
I'm not high on them. And look, the great Hall of Famer Kevin Garnett, he told me this one time. He said, Bert, I always look at these young, up-and-coming all-stars, superstars, franchise players, and I want to see how they perform after they get the bag. And to me, I'm watching a guy like Tyrese Haliburton come into this season. I don't know if he's necessarily been putting in the work that he needs to put in.
He's an idiot.
That's right. Kendrick Perkins is an idiot. Hey, dummy, the Pacers are headed to the NBA Finals. Take that, Kendrick Perkins. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Kendrick Perkins getting busted with his takes about the Pacers. Remember, Kendrick Perkins predicted the Pacers to miss out entirely on the NBA playoffs for the 2025 NBA season. Obviously, that prediction aged poorly as the Pacers are headed to the NBA Finals for the first time since the 2000 NBA season. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So, here it is. Is Kendrick Perkins the dumbest NBA analyst on TV? No doubt. Kendrick Perkins takes the trophy for first place in terms of being the dumbest analyst on TV, and there is not even a close second. Kendrick Perkins is so dumb that his Tyrese Haliburton take was not even close to being his worst take of all time. And that's saying something because the take about the Indiana Pacers missing out on the NBA playoffs entirely was a stupid take at the time. I remember Kendrick Perkins saying this take on October 30th, 2024. At the time, Kendrick Perkins was getting roasted by his colleagues. Obviously, that take aged poorly for Kendrick Perkins because the Indiana Pacers are back in the NBA Finals for the first time in a quarter century. The Indiana Pacers are in the NBA Finals because Pascal Siakam was an absolute baller for the Pacers. There's a reason why he won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Me personally, I don't agree with the selection, but Pascal Siakam had a phenomenal performance in the Eastern Conference Finals. He was consistent from games 1 through 6 for the most part. Tyrese Haliburton, of course, has emerged into a superstar in these NBA playoffs. That's right, you guys heard me correctly. I consider Tyrese Haliburton a superstar mainly because of how he has played in the NBA playoffs. He does a great job running the Pacers offense. He does a great job executing passes, getting the assists, making other teammates around him better. And guess what? Tyrese Haliburton has the shot-making ability of an incredibly clutch player. Kendrick Perkins needs to realize that the Indiana Pacers are a great basketball team. It's pretty obvious Kendrick Perkins was caught sleeping. In fact, I've made a joke to myself saying that Kendrick Perkins, knowing who Tyrese Haliburton was an accomplishment. I say that because Kendrick Perkins is the definition of an ESPN talking head that does not understand how sports works. He only talks about few NBA teams, so I guess I can congratulate Kendrick Perkins for knowing who Tyrese Haliburton is. But enough with my sarcasm. Kendrick Perkins clearly got exposed big time. Let's see if Kendrick Perkins will get his 5th straight NBA Finals prediction wrong. Remember, he has not gotten an NBA Finals prediction right since 2020. In 2021, he picked the Suns to win the championship. In 2022, he picked the Celtics to win the championship. In 2023, he picked the Heat to win the championship. And in 2024, he picked the Mavs to win the championship. So Kendrick Perkins has been wrong for 4 straight years. It's going to be interesting to see if Kendrick Perkins can finally get his NBA Finals prediction right. Obviously, common sense says to go with the OKC Thunder in terms of winning the NBA Finals. Let's see if Kendrick Perkins will use common sense or if he will do a complete 180 and pick the Indiana Pacers to win the NBA Finals. If you're a Pacers fan, you're hoping Kendrick Perkins continues to doubt the Indiana Pacers, because if he keeps down the Pacers are going to continue proving him wrong. I also want to show you guys this clip of Kendrick Perkins making a prediction for the Eastern Conference Finals. He said the Knicks in 5 before the series started. Obviously, that prediction did not happen. Kendrick Perkins was a walking contradiction. He was proven wrong time and time again. His takes about the Pacers-Knicks series were horrible at the time. It's still a terrible take now. Roll the film.
The Knicks winning this series in 5. And listen, let me say this. It's no disrespect whatsoever to the Pacers. I think Rick Carlisle is a hell of a coach. Tyrese Haliburton has been balling. Pascal Siakam. Myles Turner is one of the most underrated players in the league that we don't talk about enough. But the Knicks did take the Pacers to 7 games last year. Jalen Brunson was injured. Josh Hart, abdominal strain. OG Anunoby, hamstring. And then now all of those guys are healthy. You add Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges, and guess what? You got home court advantage. Home court advantage matters in this postseason. Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking. The Knicks have made that a tough place to play in, especially after that Game 6 performance that they put on. Look, kudos, shout out to the Indiana Pacers. They did an outstanding job. Obviously, they knocked off the Cleveland Cavaliers, but the difference between the Cavs and the Knicks, the Cavs are soft. The Knicks are some dogs.
Is the man retarded?
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins definitely is. That's for sure. When you're saying takes like the Knicks in 5 and the Pacers end up winning this series in 6 games, that tells me you don't even understand how the game of basketball works. I don't mind Kendrick Perkins picking the Knicks to beat the Pacers in a playoff series. I picked the Knicks to beat the Pacers myself, but I had the Knicks going to Game 7 and beating the Pacers in 7 games. We all knew this series was going to be a dogfight. The Pacers ended winning the series in 6. It may have gone 7 games had the Knicks just simply learned how to win Game 1. They didn't do that though. Obviously, Kendrick Perkins never saw this coming. He needs to realize the Indiana Pacers are a well-coached basketball team. Rick Carlisle is one of the best head coaches in the National Basketball Association. Like I said, Tyrese Haliburton has emerged into a superstar. Pascal Siakam is an excellent number 2 option on the Indiana Pacers, and they got excellent role players and Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, and others. I really like the way how the Pacers play as a team. They're deep, their bench knows how to play together as a basketball team. Rick Carlisle has developed a basketball system where the offense can constantly be flowing at all times, and their defense has been much improved. Myles Turner is one of the best rim protectors in all of basketball, and I got to give the Indiana Pacers a lot of credit for being able to build themselves into being championship contenders. Kendrick Perkins clearly did not know what he was talking about, just like how he does not know what he's talking about at all times. I remember he said the Knicks could win the NBA Finals if they got past the Boston Celtics. Well, guess what, dummy? They didn't win the championship. They didn't even go to the NBA Finals. Kendrick Perkins should be fired from television just for his horrible takes alone. While obviously ESPN keeps Kendrick Perkins around for ratings because they believe Kendrick Perkins can generate ad revenue for their network with his stupidity. Kendrick Perkins is getting watched because people like to hate watch him, not because they actually find his analysis insightful whatsoever. If I was a gambling man and picked the opposite picks of Kendrick Perkins, most of the time I would end up being a rich man. That's how dumb Kendrick Perkins is. I have no idea how he even landed a seat on the table other than that he was a DEI hire at ESPN. That's the only possible explanation I have for Kendrick Perkins, because it's clear this man is not knowledgeable about basketball whatsoever. He's just saying hot takes for the sake of hot takes. I'm glad the Indiana Pacers proved Kendrick Perkins wrong. He picked him to miss the playoffs before the year started. Now they're in the NBA Finals. Clearly, Kendrick Perkins was way off base with his takes about the Pacers. So that is why Kendrick Perkins is the dumbest NBA analyst on TV, as Kendrick Perkins' basketball takes are routinely awful on a consistent basis. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm gonna shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNasTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNasTran and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNasTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.